Hear me out and shout out for the best from cartoons. Who is your favorite villain from the Teen Titans? And I have to go with Slade. That boy Slade was a menace. This guy brutally was doing the Teen Titans dirty. Turned their leader against them, beat them senseless a couple of times, took over their whole tower with Slade robots, took over the city, came back, messed with Tara, then used her to go against the Titans, had Robin hallucinating his own ass beaten, had Raven running for her life, and even made her stop time. This is wild to me. How do people sleep on Slade? I have to admit, he didn't even care that they were kids. Man, who was y'all favorite though? Hear me out. We got Bill Cipher versus Alien X. A lot of you aren't familiar with Bill Cipher, so I want to let y'all know he is the character from Gravity Falls that looked like a pyramid. He is nigh omnipotent with incredible powerful magic and godlike ability. I mean, this guy was a menace. Not to mention, he was hilarious. Low-key one of my favorite cartoon characters of all time too. Now, we obviously all know who Alien X is, but I'm gonna have to give the win to Alien X. Only reason being is Alien X is quite literally looked at like a god, and for very good reason. He survived the universe being destroyed and even created another one. I don't think that's Bill Cipher something could do. Bill Cipher was taken down by humans with books and magic. So for sure, 9 out of 10 times I'm giving it to Alien X in a fight. Hear me out. Homelander versus Metro Man, and thank you so much for the idea. The thing is, Homelander has no competition in his verse, and I still don't know why we talk about this. Not you. This video I did was like a year ago. Sorry it took me this long. But Metro Man has shown an insane speed feat of living a whole life and realizing where his life was going to basically stopping time, which is wild to me. Metro Man is just as strong, maybe even stronger. Not only with that, Metro Man has no weaknesses. You can beat Homelander if you're just a little stronger than him. It's crazy. Look, about 8 out of 10 times I'm going Metro Man, 2 out of 10 times the Homelander because of his versatility, like laser eyes and that sonic scream he can do. What do y'all think though?
Hear me out, dog. DC, what the hell happened to you? I remember a time when DC used to be the top. I used to come back, watch Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice. Hell, Man of Steel came out around that time. We had games like Arkham Knight. Fast forward to 2024, your animation went from this to this. Your movies went from this to whatever the hell these movies are. Greatest flops gotta include Flash and Wonder Woman 84. But then we even look at your games. You went from Arkham Knight, arguably one of the best video games to ever come out, to this. I only heard people talk about this game for about 2 weeks and they were all mad that Batman died in some stupid way. Hell, the whole Justice League died in some stupid way. DC, I know you can do better than this. I feel like y'all just need a hardcore reset. The comics are doing okay, but you're just worried about Batman way too much. Just my opinion though. What do y'all think?
Hear me out. Can we be honest for a second? Toph was seriously OP. The first time I saw Toph, I was like, they really gonna add a blind girl to the team? But holy shit, she was like my favorite character. She can sense anybody sneaking up on her, know your moves before you make them, even dodge or bend back at you. Pause. She was downright the most useful member of the team other than Aang. On top of that, she created metal bending. Did y'all like Toph? Hear me out and thank you so much for the video idea, man. Would I rather choose the Scarab or the Venom symbiote? And low-key, the Scarab is superior in every way. The thing about the Venom symbiote, it does look cool and you could do a lot of great things, but it is actually decreasing your health rather than increasing it. The thing about the Scarab though, you don't have that. You have a very strong companion in tech. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but you can learn to control it. Not to mention, do a lot of crazy stuff. Be tougher, breathe in space, hell, fly in space, have strong sonic blast, energy blast. Look, I can go on all day about the Scarab, but it is just superior. Not to mention, you get a sick ass suit. Y'all picking the Scarab 100%. What do y'all think?
Hear me out. Iceman is way more overpowered than you think he is. Iceman freezed hell. You know how strong you gotta be able to do something like that? That is a crazy feat on his own. But he can create ice clones of himself, essentially an army actually, all with the same power. But it also goes into a type of teleportation because he can create an ice clone across the world, maybe in Africa or Asia or something. Now he can convert his conscious into that being and basically be over there. So it's not really teleportation, but a type of teleportation. He also has been able to make ice wings, meaning he can fly, but he usually just slides around with ice. It's different. I love it because who else is doing that? I mean, let's be honest here. Who else is really doing what Bobby Drake does? But right off the bat, I want to say Bobby Drake as a kid was even powerful. He joined the X-Men when he was 16, maybe 15. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. But ever since then, he's just gotten more powerful. And especially when he locked the form of ice himself and even becoming denser and denser, that's when you really started seeing his real ability. He cannot die. He cannot be killed unless Nimrod thinks of some weird way to do so. Iceman should not be messed with, I'm telling you. Fire is not actually something that could be used against him. He even froze the Hulk in place. He froze Juggernaut in place and threw him across the city. His feats go way past what we all thought it did. Because usually X-Men media likes to downplay what he can do, but he could beat a lot of the X-Men on his own. Now, if y'all don't know, 70% of your body is water. He can control temperatures. He doesn't just create ice. He can control the temperature around them and even drop it to exactly 0. He can control the water inside of you and turn that to ice. Freeze you in that exact moment to where you can't do anything. Not only that, he can create anything he wants with his ice. That is a shield, that is a car. It won't be working, but that is a car. He creates swords, guns that actually might work, catapults. He could freeze rivers, oceans. If he wanted to, the whole world could be frozen over. And honestly, I think he has a place on the top 10 Omega mutants. Now, I'm not gonna say he's just this powerful and doesn't have any weaknesses. There is one major weakness, is that usually most of the time he's a kid or super young, so he can only do 1 to 2 to 3 of these abilities at one time. He can't overextend his powers yet, but that's another thing that makes him powerful. Being Iceman and controlling temperatures and water being all around you on the planet, he can recharge pretty fast. But did you know he was this powerful? Because I think this solidifies him as one of my top 10 favorite heroes of all time.
Hear me out. What is the most broken bending ability? I'm gonna have to go with air. I know a while ago I said water is the most OP, but rewatching Avatar, air is low-key untouchable. Earth is supposed to be their match, but they are so grounded that you're not usually gonna hit an airbender. You can throw whatever you want at them, but they're more versatile. They're good at dodging. Whatever they throw can barely be seen. Air doesn't really have a power-up, so when you think about tornadoes, hurricanes, a trained airbender would go off. They could take the air out of your lungs. Hell, all the air out of your body crumble you up and kill you right off the spot. Yeah, I'm low-key about to go there. Hear me out. Would we rather have Venom or Carnage's powers? Low-key, having Carnage's powers would be a pretty cool idea. The thing is, in the movie, you're able to create tornadoes. In the comics, you can make literally any weapon you want. That is twin blades, spike balls, shields. But the main downside that is incredibly painful that no one talks about is Carnage is bonded with your blood. Meaning when you are transforming into Carnage, you can feel all of your blood transforming with the symbiote. That could put you in intense pain. I'd rather go with Venom, who just goes over my body. Venom could do about half of that, but he's still so OP and incredibly powerful. Not to mention, at least I get wings, and in the future, he becomes the strongest symbiote, aka the King in Black. What do y'all think though? Hear me out. You know what? Rewatching Avatar, I realized how OP Avatar Kyoshi was. Plus, she lived to the ripe age of 230. Not only that, she was 7 feet tall. She technically killed someone. And when Aang talked about that and said he fell to his own death, she said,
"Personally, I don't really see the difference."
She stood on 10 toes whatever chance she had. Not to mention in the new Avatar series, boy, everybody saw her and knew it was up. Are y'all a fan of Avatar Kyoshi? Because she's low-key top 3 for me. Hear me out. Did we all forget about one of the worst ass beatings ever? I hear talks about Invincible with Anissa, X-Men 97 with Bastion, but Madara was a straight up menace. What makes this massacre even more petty is that he was barely trying. He could have used Fireball Jitsu, Planetary Devastation, or whatever that was. Instead, he chose to run hands, fight, and wiped out a whole army. When he did use Fireball Jitsu, they had to team up against it and gave him the smoke to give him more smoke. This man was fighting so hard that his frames were changing. When they saw him fight like this, everyone lost hope almost immediately. Yeah, no, this ass beating was off the charts. Hear me out. Low-key, Starro was right. If y'all remember the Suicide Squad movie in 2021, Starro was kidnapped from his happy afloat space, tortured, experimented on, and even kept in an unfamiliar place. When the Suicide Squad let him out, he just wanted the exact revenge, and he was the so-called bad guy. Low-key, this man had the right to get his get back. Now, he has done his fair share of wrong things in the movie and in the comics, like taking over a world, but sometimes that's just a monster being a monster. What do y'all think though? Hear me out. Sabretooth is high-key worse than Reverse Flash. Now, there's a number of reasons on why, and the number one reason I'm gonna say is because every birthday he chooses to just torture him. And I mean torture. That is either beat him up, kill someone he's close to, hurt him severely. Sabretooth murdered and raped his girlfriend Silver Fox, killed and ate his teammate Feral, killed his friends and sliced up their body parts to spell happy birthday, has killed several X-Men, tried to end Krayoka's era of peace. How do you feel about Sabretooth? Hear me out. So there's always talks about what if Spider-Man or Batman stopped smiling, and someone we don't really pay attention to was Ben. Ben is known as one of our best cartoon characters, one of our most lighthearted, and the one time he really locked in and knew he had to stop Kevin, he used one alien against Kevin taking 11 of his and almost dealt the finishing blow if it wasn't for Gwen. And that was with Ultimate Echo, which is one of my favorite aliens. But even in the end of Omniverse, he held and stopped a universe destroyer. Hell, nobody knows what Ben is capable of. And with him being able to copy alien DNA, that makes him one of the most OP characters in fiction. And you know good as well, if Ben stops smiling, he'll have crime down 97% in one night. What do y'all think though? Hear me out. With all of us getting these X-Men projects, most recently X-Men 97, you realize Magneto had a great reason to be a villain. I mean, look at it here. He was a Holocaust survivor that lost his family, was branded, and was shunned as an outsider. He later received mutant powers, and people already didn't like mutants. Anyway, in the comics and in X-Men 97, he had to deal with the fall of Genosha. And on top of that, losing several mutants who tried to follow him. I wouldn't say this man is a hero, but I definitely wouldn't say he's a villain. He's just trying to do what he thinks is right. But when you lose that many people, what can you really do? But what do y'all think? Hear me out. Inside Out 2 is actually peak.
I really don't get why people sleep on Disney these days, because yeah, they've had their hell of misses, but they are still an animation studio. Well, Inside Out 2 blew everyone out of the water. I mean, hell, the animation and some of the still shots in this movie are beautiful. And I was kind of scared to see what they would do in this movie, considering the first one was in my childhood, and I was not disappointed. We had characters like anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and embarrassment was the GOAT. The GOAT. Biggest dude in the room, came through and became a lovable character. Probably my favorite, to be honest. Anxiety kind of got on my nerves. I thought they would be the villain, but really they were just misunderstood. So kind of obvious on that one. Still peak, but kind of obvious. But it just seemed like everyone had their moment in this movie, and that is what Disney conveys perfectly. And it feels like we kind of grew up with Riley as well. Now, some of the scenes in this movie definitely did cringe me. This scene right here.
Get Up and Glow is so awesome. Riley, what are you talking about? He loved Get Up and Glow.
What did he say?
I was yelling at the top of my lungs that they sold her, no cap. But if you have nothing to do, I really think you should check out this movie. Watch it with yourself, watch it with your family, watch it with your girlfriend, boyfriend. It is worth your time. Till the next time I see you, peace.
Hear me out. Do y'all remember the elemental rings from Rick and Morty? They also made Planetina, which I think is a ripoff of Captain Planet, if y'all ever heard of it. Anyway, you have fire, earth, water, and air. And having all four rings be able to summon that much power, that is pretty insane to have on the regular. And I saw a lot of people saying Morty's nothing without Rick, but this just proves how dangerous Morty is. And you can spawn a badass girlfriend. Yeah, I need it. Planetina all the way. What do you think? Hear me out. And we got a pretty good question. Would we rather have the God Killer or the Necro Sword? If y'all are familiar with the Necro Sword, we actually got a version of it in Thor Love and Thunder. And it's a sword that can basically kill God. You can't change his form, but it is incredibly powerful and usually wielded by Noel, the symbiote god. So in a sense, it is a very powerful weapon. You can do a lot of things with it, but the God Killer is on a whole different level. It's wielded by Deathstroke in DC. The thing that makes this weapon so powerful, they can take any form that you would like it to have. Sword, bow staff, gun, hell, a sharp lasso. The versatility with this weapon, especially being a God Killer, is off the chain. And in the hands of somebody like Deathstroke, he's unstoppable no matter what. At least he should be. Anyway, what do y'all think? Hear me out. The pettiest thing Red Skull has ever done. So in a lot of comics, Red Skull will even stop trying to kill Captain America. His super soldier serum is way more advanced than Red Skull ever would be. So in this case, Captain America actually got with Sharon Carter and even impregnated her. Well, with a shocking moment in the Marvel comic, Captain America actually dies. That gives Red Skull a chance to convert his mind into the baby. If things don't get crazy enough, he actually did this several times to the point where his daughter actually killed the baby. Red Skull's whole family is just horrible. Hear me out. Growing up is realizing Aang low-key had it hard. I mean, after already having to become Avatar at such a young age and not getting to have a childhood, he froze himself for 100 years accidentally. And when he came back, not only was his technical family gone, but his whole entire race. If that wasn't bad enough, any friends he had from any other nation was pretty much dead except Boomy. And they still needed him to be the Avatar so badly that it's pretty much worse than before. And he has to take out the Fire Lord on the day of Sozin's comet. Anyone who worshipped the Avatar 100 years ago also turned on him for the Fire Nation. And he barely can sleep because he has people hunting him by the minute. Aang might be 112 years old, but he is physically and mentally still a child. Hear me out. Flash's fall off is low-key one for the history books. We went from arguably the best CW show to one of the worst projects of DC media. I mean, I think the main problem is that they just kept on dragging it, but the first 3 seasons were absolutely perfect. Reverse Flash, Zoom, and Savitar were menacing. Now, I do think the 4th season was pretty good, but in hindsight, it didn't have the best writing. Then you had people like Cicada. I think her name was Ava McCulloch or something like that. And it just got to the point where I haven't even watched the 9th season and honestly never will. Plus, the thing is, at a point, Flash had so many viewers at one chance. Did y'all end up watching the last seasons of The Flash? Because I can't bring myself to do it. Hear me out. Do y'all remember the 1 in 7 Deadly Sins? Just thinking about it, you realize how OP it is. For a whole minute, you are the strongest person on the planet, with your power coming from the sun itself. Meaning you can dish out any attack, take any attack, be an attack at that point. Not to mention be super big and buff. The other thing with the 1 is you're basically immortal at that point as well. Fun little theory. In Avatar, Sozin's comet boosts firebenders. You think a comet will boost Escanor? What do y'all think?
Why is this scene so disrespectful? This man's name is Invincible. He's the main character and he's always losing every single battle. You know what, at this point, he got a fetish for it. It's over.
We started with reason.
She just took your shades out with one punch, gave you a bloody nose and sent you into the air. What the hell is that? Oh, hell nah. She think this shit Dragon Ball Z. Was that Ultra Instinct?
Man, it's up, bro. Hang up the suit. I become a civilian after this shit. I don't know what to tell you. guy's deceiving me? Did she let him get one?
Come on, whole ass nigga, you know what? Get you one. Get you one, come on.
Then she came back. Weave, hang it up, man. I don't give a fuck who I am. I'm playing dead.
You dare interrupt your...
I was never a good student.
Man, hell nah. He's making jokes like he ain't losing. Play dead. It's over. Give up. Look how she got you. Bro is looking up and praying to God. No one is gonna help you.
You have a mission assigned to you by your true people. You will complete it.
Mark, listen to me. Say you'll do it. Say fine. I'll take over the planet. You can't beat her, kid. Say it. Get her to leave and we'll get ready for these assholes together.
Go ahead and say it, bro. Stop playing.
No.
So it is death.
Kid.
What is this? Oh my God. Quit, bro. Quit. Dog, she just created a crater with your damn back. And all you had to do was say 5 words.
This is your last chance to show me you can learn.
Just say the goddamn words, Mark.
Say the goddamn words, Mark.
Do it. Either you need me, or you don't. Make up your mind.
Hold up. Let's take a minute to appreciate this shot real quick. What's going on right there? We got the nice legs, the nice arms, and that winning jawline.
Killing you is not my task. But soon, another will come. And if he finds you still resistant to your destiny, he will demonstrate the error of your ways, and this whole planet will pay the price.
I'm glad that's all that happened in this scene because, boy, if y'all know what happened in the comics, y'all would be bamboozled.
I pray you come to your senses before then.
Hear me out. Mamoru Uchiha versus Hanzo Hasashi in hand-to-hand combat. While this is a great battle with many possibilities, but with experience, speed, and an edge, I genuinely feel like Mamoru is going to win. Now, Scorpion ain't somebody you can take lightly. The thing about Hanzo is he also went to hell and fought his way through it. He is feared, he is respected, and usually the Mortal Kombat verse would rather not deal with him. But this is also Mamoru we're talking about. This man hung out with the Hokage, and his brother who later became another Hokage, came back and took out a whole ninja army, and all around was hyped up the whole series. So I'm giving it to Mamoru, but what do you think? Hear me out. A Sharingan would be so OP with no weaknesses. Let's just name off a few things Sharingan can do. Kakashi's Sharingan he got from Obito can copy people's abilities. Anyone else's Sharingan can help you read someone's moves. You got Mangekyo Sharingan that can put people in a Genjutsu. A strong Sharingan can awaken the Rinnegan. Not to mention, it's literally your eyes. You don't need to do no hand movements or anything. It's just OP from the start. And I'm not sure if this is a Sharingan thing, but you can summon Susanoo. Even though this is all my opinion, what do you think? Hear me out. In the time of the MCU right now, we are in need of the Fantastic Four. One thing though is that superheroes are everywhere right now. We just have guys putting on masks, running around with superpowers. Well, Fantastic Four is Marvel's family. They have the smartest man on the planet, one of the baddest women on the planet, one of the strongest guys on the planet, and the Human Torch who can reach temperatures as hot as the sun. But they also have one of Marvel's most dangerous villains, and that is Doctor Doom. I feel like the Fantastic Four being brought in the MCU could cause people to get closer together. We could also have a fun story with Spider-Man, but we can also introduce Doctor Doom as a main villain because he is dangerous. If you think Thanos is bad, he literally grabbed his spine and disintegrated him. Anyway, what do you think? Hear me out. You just committed a crime, and your handler is either Batman or Wolverine. Who are you picking? So right off the bat, I want to explain Batman's side. There's no easy to say this. He's gonna put you through immense pain.
Back breaking, arm cracking, leg dislocating, mentally scarring pain with Batman. He'll low-key make you not want to commit a crime for the rest of your life.
So on this side of things, I'm generally going Batman because one, Wolverine will probably kill you, but the thing is, you don't want to die. There's all these so-called Sigmas who thinks it's cool to rather die than to feel pain, but you still want to see your family, you still want to see friends, you still want to live a life eventually. But two, he's gonna cut off limbs. That's arms, that's legs. He's literally stabbing you with metal claws. So even though they both have very strong cases, I'm definitely going Wolverine. But what about you?
Hear me out. Iroh was the epitome of masculinity, growth, peace, wisdom, and all around fun to watch. After traveling the world learning balance, his son unfortunately passed, putting him through grief. But after Zuko and Ozai's encounter, this man stepped up and raised Zuko. He was supposed to be evil. Instead, he turns out to be one of our better characters. He helped the Moon Spirit, he was nice to the Avatar, and even gave advice to Toph. The White Lotus deserved this man, and I need my own Uncle Iroh.